Well, howdy there everybody, and welcome back to QuickFort Genesis. I like that title since it seems to fit everything about this LP into 2 words, and I like it. In this episode, we're going to start getting into actually expanding what little bit we started in the last episode. And to elaborate on that, in the last episode, we only started out on really getting a place for everybody to be. A few little bedrooms, nothing big, a little bit of a stockpile, and barely starting on food production. We also managed to get some areas for our animals set up, which, you know, is a little bit, but not a lot. And right here, we're going to start setting up some beds and barrels, because we need barrels for alcohol. And right here, I'm going to be selecting something, I don't know, going too fast for me to see, no big deal, but we are going to start digging out the workshop areas because we are going to need to move those a little bit farther away from the bedrooms. And I know they don't make any noise anymore, but it's force a fucking habit, and I will do it every time. Plus, it gets them out of the way of the farming area, which we're going to be expanding on in the next episode, not this one. Didn't really have time for this one. Mostly this was just going to be a complete digging episode. We're going to be digging a lot and expanding a lot. And I'm just checking out the dwarves right here just to see how they're doing. You can pause, look at that, just making sure they're happy. They're doing okay. Not angry, not sad, but you know, somewhere in the middle. But they're doing fine, and they will continue to do fine. And since we are growing now, we're going to need to expand out these hallways because the dwarves aren't actually getting stuck on each other. They cannot pass each other in a 1x1 hallway. What they'll have to do is they'll have to find some way around or move diagonally. And because they have no ability to move diagonally in a 1x1 hallway, well, there you go. And it seems like autumn has arrived. Now we're going to check around here just to see if there's anything dangerous. Just making sure that we don't get butt-fucked. That was what happened in the last one, and that's what I don't want to happen again. If anything like that does happen again, we might lose more than 1 or 2 dwarves, because as time goes on, more and more dangerous stuff are going to appear here. We are in a haunted area. Bad things can happen very quickly. Also need to designate the bulls to be in their pen. Easy peasy, lemony fucking squeezy. Where's that dog going? Angry at a squirrel, who knows. Now, one of the things that would probably be good, since we can't really go up to the surface too often, would be to go down and explore down in the caverns, and we'll be getting on to that in a little bit. But right now, like I said, this is going to be a digging episode. We need to expand out with what we've got because we really honestly don't have that much built. Now, we do have a little bit of food production, which is something we didn't really have in the last episode, and that's something we desperately needed. Now, I'm just looking around. I don't know what I was doing. I was acting fucking stupid in this. I don't know what I was doing. But we do need tables because we are going to need to make a dining room, which will give our dwarves somewhere to be when they're idle, or at least somewhere to go when they're on break. And if we have somewhere to go if they have somewhere to go when they're on break, that will increase their happiness. But we're not going to get onto that right now. We still have other stuff to do. So, I took this moment right here to pause for a second and just kind of get a little bit of a layout for what we're doing. This is a very generic layout, and as I was saying, going down to the cavern would be a good idea. I mean, we can't really go up onto the surface too much, so we might as well. But something I didn't think about when we were going into this cavern, or looking for this cavern, is where the fuck is the cavern? And I was having trouble with the window size right here. It looks like we did find another ore, which is cobalt and iron and something else. You can pause that to check, but it looks like we did find another really fucking useful ore, which is going to be amazing when we actually get the metal industry going, which is something that we really couldn't do in the last one because all we had was copper. I mean, we were able to make a little bit of metal stuff, but it didn't really matter in the end. And as you can see here, we are having to dig down really deep to find the cavern. And at first when I was doing this, I thought, you know, maybe we just missed it, and I would have to, like, you know, kind of guess about which and where it was, and maybe it's here, maybe it's there, and kind of just try and find it that way. But no, I wasn't wrong. It is actually a really deep cavern for whatever reason, and it looks like we found it. And something I really like about this cavern, it is the Cavern of America. It is red, white, and blue. How much cooler is that? I love America. America #1. Wait. But I mean, look at it. It is a very bright cavern. It is red, blue, and white. It's red, white, and blue. It really is, and it's the Cavern of America. Now, even though it is the first cavern level, and very few dangerous things, if ever, spawn here, I always do get overly worried about it. So I am building a straight up and down design for this, walled off on the sides, making sure that nothing can't get in from the one designated area that I want. Then because we did come in through the top, there wasn't really an easy way to do this, so I just decided, fuck it, straight down, through everything. I'll build walls. We got a few masons. It doesn't fucking matter. It won't take them that long, and to be honest, it really doesn't. And see, there you go. They've already built pretty much like a good deal of it. Although, had to get that guy to cut down that little tree. But, you know, that's a good thing. That is actually probably a really good thing, because as you can see, this is a almost Garden of Eden compared to the surface. It's not dead. There's no dead animals trying to fuck us in the rectum. And, to be honest, there's probably stuff down there that we can scavenge, like hops and plum helmets, that we could also, that we could use to grow. If we ever run out of seeds, we can just scavenge out on that floor and get a lot of supplies back. It is going to be very, very helpful in now and into the future. And I couldn't be happier about what we find down here, because it's really nothing bad. As I said, it's a veritable Garden of Eden. As you can tell, it's just green, grassy stuff, and there's nothing bad. I go through looking for bad stuff just to see if there's anything that could hurt us through here. And there's really nothing. It's pretty safe, and as you can see here, we get some migrants. 4 new migrants, no really decent jobs, but I will make that one a farmer, because, you know, having a farmer is good. And I couldn't decide on what I wanted to do here. I was like, should I make him a cheesemaker? No. But that one dwarf who came here, he was like a level 12 armor user. He is going to be fantastic in the military, simply because he'll be able to train stuff. But there is that giant ant there, and something interesting about him is you'll never see him again. I don't kill him, I don't do anything to him, he just disappears. Now right here I'm trying to figure out how I actually want to go with my interaction into the tunnel, and it seems like that would probably be the best spot. And as you guys know, I like to keep like the pathways going into places relatively minor, so that if anything does appear, which it probably won't, we have options to keep it from killing us, which is good, which is very good. Now, as you can see here, I am expanding out the bedrooms. Those few that we had are not going to be able to just really keep up with the demand of people that we are getting at this point. And I was trying to do some fancy stuff here, be like, haha, look at me, but I fucked it up at first, and they're like, whatever, I'll get it done. So we're adding a few more bedrooms in, that will let the miners come up here and dig this out, and that's what we need. Now, the reason I don't do the middle when I'm first going through is because it does save the miners a little bit of time. And if I really want to, that's what I prefer to do, because it lets me actually start getting the bedroom set up, getting the stuff moved into there, getting the stone moved out of the room, because the stuff in the hallway doesn't really matter as much as the stuff in the room. And out here, I'm just checking out through the list of all the stuff, and there's really nothing that we can see on this map. It's, for now, relatively safe, but as we can see, at any moment, a white tigress can come out of the bushes and completely fuck us up. And as you can see here, I'm going to be building another bridge. That way we can raise it, protect ourselves, do whatever. We don't have to fill... That's the thing. In the last fort, I was always filling the moat with lava or water or something or another just to make sure that we were safe. But, you know, that's not really necessary. It's helpful. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong now. It is helpful. But it's not something that's necessary. But something that is necessary, and something that I find, and this is something that I've learned in my personal experience, is if you do find a cavern, and it is this, like, hallway-y, I guess, like this, just look at that, it's just so messy. If you can actually clear out spaces in it and make it a little bit more wide open, you will actually save yourself a lot of heartache in the future, because if anything does attempt to attack your dwarves in there, those hallways are going to fuck you over, because they can trap a dwarf in those, because a random tree or a mushroom might grow, and what you thought maybe a season ago was a safe passage is not a safe passage anymore. So anywhere that you plan to have your dwarves be relatively often is pretty good to just clear those out. And even places that you might not go, if you have the time, if you have the resources, it is amazing to clear that out. And something that I was looking for in this cavern when we went down here is water, a pond, something that we can fish in, something that we can get a little bit more food in, but not really finding that as of yet. Kind of a sad thing, but oh well, we'll figure it out eventually. We'll get something eventually. Oh well. And right here, I'm going to be digging that out, so that will give more water when we further expand out on the farms. And that is something that I do at the end of the video, but for some reason, Camtasia didn't get that out. And I do it a little bit, and you don't see it on screen, but I'll show you guys exactly how I do it in the next video. And it's pretty much the same way that I did it the first time, but still. So, that's neither here nor there. Also, apparently we don't have buckets. Didn't notice that the first time. Gonna have to figure that out. And as you can see here, we're just making a bunch of bedrooms. Nothing fancy, nothing tough, so go figure. And adding just a few of the workshops there, just so that we can have them. It's really good to have workshops, even if you don't necessarily have the people for it. And as you can see, and right there, I was looking for water. I wanted a drink. I was thirsty for fish. Go figure, right? Or go fish. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Not really. And winter is upon us. And I paused in the thing. But there you go. We're putting up some tables. Now, one of the good things about this fort, and it's something that I was talking about earlier, is we'll actually be able to get a pretty decent metal industry built up here. As you can see, we are getting a lot. I mean, a lot of coarse iron ore, and that pentoltahide ore, which is like cobalt, etc., etc., which is very good. Now, I keep checking the Z menu, and our food and drinks are rising at a fairly decent rate. We were able to get a nice, good place set up. We're able to keep the dwarves pretty happy, and that's the thing that you always have to do. You can set up the perfect fort. You can have a ton of food, but if for some reason your dwarves are not happy, they are going to work awfully. They really will. Also, I was checking out something up there, and it's something that I didn't notice. There's an enemy up there that I just saw, and it will appear again here in a minute or two. That it's going to cause a little bit of a stir in the fort, but nothing much more than that. Just thought I'd mention that. A few of you might want to go back and check to see if you see him. It's a little hard to see because of the area we're in, but trust me, he's there. And he is not square because he's going to rape us. But anyway, as you can see, I'm just trying to clear out some areas down there just so that we'll be able to just move around. I really, really don't want to get trapped down there. That's something that scares me more than anything. And that's why I always clear it. But still, we won't have to worry much about that. And and there you go. There's the water. That is the water I was looking for. I honestly didn't think we'd find any, but as I was clearing out stuff in that little hole, it became shown, and it made me really happy. Having water in this area is going to be a godsend. That will be a very big boost of food and a type of food for us. And the reason why is because it is connected to the edge of the map. That means stuff is going to flow in from the sides. If it was self-contained, it would only have what was in it, and that would be all that there would be in it. But because it's connected to the sides of the map, it technically has an infinite supply of fish in it, which is amazing. Now, we will catch everything in it per season, and that's one of the problems we had with the last fort. We had a lot of fishermen, and there you go. That is a gigantic sea creature, giant skeletal sea creature, that does manage to kill off one of the animals. And I got really scared here, and I decided I'm going to throw everyone in the military. And then I got a little fancy, and I was going to even out the numbers in the military. But, that doesn't matter. And by the time I set them to go up there and kill it, it's gone. It is gone. I set them to go up there and kill it. I want to go move them back, and then I want to move them forward. And then the thing is fucking gone. You guys remember the last fort? There was a sea monster at one point. I went to go to try to kill it, and it's gone. Like, I'm looking for this motherfucker. There's no corpse. There's no blood from it. I mean, it's a skeleton. Of course there's not going to be any blood. But it's just gone. It killed a duckling, and then it fucking disappeared. I was thinking, why? Where did he go? No, whatever. I decided to let it go. Not too much to worry about. Went back working on down below, making a few bedrooms. Nothing too big. I'm also going to start selecting some of the rooms to be smooth. That's going to be a big increase in the happiness of the dwarves. And it's also going to help things in the long run, because if we can smooth those out now, it'll save us trouble later. And instead of letting another sea creature just kind of randomly fuck us in the ass, I decided to just raise that gate. And a few of the things that I did forget about that were outside the gate are a few kittens and dogs, and you will see them die. Like, I don't feel like opening them back up. And a beekeeper. Although, I didn't know he was out there. That's my bad. Not gonna lie. That's my fault. I didn't know he was out there and he died because of me. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. And like I said, a few dogs and cats will die, but small price to pay for the security of the fort. Especially considering now that we've got this down here, which is going to be amazing. And there's a blind fish in there. And that's not something that you can just, like, normally things you just fish up are like cave turtles or, cave lobsters, stuff like that, which are technically considered vermin. But that is an actual animal fish. It's something that you can actually see. That is going to give more fish meat, I guess would be the way to say it at this game. I don't know. It'd give more fish than, kind of the vermin fish would, which is going to be a very big boost. And if that's not the only one, that's going to do us amazingly as time goes on, because that will actually provide a lot of sustainability to the fort. Dwarves don't like eating the same thing over and over, and while we do have the bulls or the cows up there grazing, looking for grass, that won't be able to keep the dwarves happy forever. They're gonna want other things, and having those farms, getting more food, and then having the fish, and then using a cook to just, make all sorts of random stuff, will keep the dwarves very happy for a very long time. So we're pretty much set in a lot of ways, which makes me think that maybe we should have went for a tougher place. I mean, this is a haunted area, don't get me wrong. It is not exactly what you would call the most hospitable of areas, but we seem to have settled into it very quickly. We've got all our rooms set up, all our dwarves are happy, and we have farms, food, and booze. And there is in no way anything that can really stop us at this point besides me intentionally fucking it up, which is what I had a problem with in the last fort. So hopefully something big will happen soon that will negatively impact the fort in such a way that we actually have to fight it. Because if not, well, it's just going to end up like the last one, and I don't want that to happen. I like this place. I think we can get a lot done here. And maybe something that we'll also have to try to do is fight in the face of adversity. Not sit down here and just, be successful. Actually go up onto the surface and fight and try to do something big up there. We have a lot of access to metal. Something that might be worthwhile to do is to get that early metal industry built up and then just fight. Just have dwarves always up on the surface killing the skeletal stuff. Always fighting the sieges. Not backing down this time. Actually going for the combat. And that might actually be what we're going to do in this. And I think that probably will be the best option for it. We have the ability to do it. I mean, we actually have the metal to do it now. In the last fort, we didn't. We were pretty much fucked. There was no way we could do it. I mean, maybe there was if we got really lucky and we trained up the dwarves a lot, but as you could see, the few times that we did try to fight, the dwarves were as well trained as they could possibly be at that point in time. I had them constantly training, and most of them were legendary in the skills that they were. It's just, like I said, we didn't have access to the metals in any way, shape, and form, and what little bit we could get from the merchants that went into the metals for the armors and weapons didn't really help as much as it really should have, because there wasn't enough to really go around all the dwarves, and the few of them that did get stuff survived. But considering that I had 80-something people and only 5 or 6 of them really got what they needed, it didn't end well for us. And right there I was setting up some fishermen. So hopefully in this fort, considering the sheer abundance of metal, we'll be able to set up an incredibly large metal industry and just get something amazing going with that. Also nest boxes, that's going to help our chicken population grow. So even if the bulls don't do well, as long as we can keep those chickens well in hand, we're going to have a large access, just a large influx of eggs and chickens. And this is going to be the end of this episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Have fun out there, everybody.